Jason, shucks, I'm going away for 5 to, let's say, 2 weeks. What am I going 5 to 2 weeks? I wanted to say 5 days to 2 weeks. That is nice. If you can afford that, good for you. So it's holiday time, maybe it's a school break, maybe it's leave, maybe it's a long weekend. But now you've worked so hard on your diet to get your results. Maybe you've been trying to build your muscle. Maybe you've been trying to lose some fat. But now what is happening is, Jason, I followed my diet so well, but now I'm going on holidays for a couple of days and I don't want to lose the hard work that I've put in on my health goals. What are things that we can do? And I'm going to tell you 5 things that we can do. And just know, we often think that the dietitian will tell us to do less of something. I'm actually going to tell you to do 4 of more things and only to reduce one aspect of what you're going to be doing. Let's get into it. So tip number 1, no matter what your goal is, it generally is advised to try and get a high protein diet. So for example, there's 3 reasons for that. One is if you're trying to lose weight, we do find that in the research, having a higher protein diet keeps you fuller, you maintain more of your muscle mass while dropping the body fat percentage. On the other hand, if you're trying to actually come here to gain muscle, you do want to still really make sure you're eating enough protein. A third reason is protein is very filling and leads us to basically being less likely to overeat later on in the day. So on our holidays, normally our routine and our environment is what causes us to eat differently. Because in the diet, you've had a certain routine, you've had a certain environment, maybe at work and at home, and maybe your gym routine. But on holiday, normally it's completely out the window. And with these aspects that we want to be looking at, in all situations, if you're trying to lose weight, keep your muscle, gain muscle, or just be in good health, we almost always look first at your protein intake. And often what happens on holidays, we only get 1 or 2 big meals in the days that has some protein in. Sometimes because of traveling, we don't actually eat enough protein, and it's so important to make sure that you have that available. So if you're packing yourself some healthy snacks, and then as well, for example, if you're packing your biltong, so you've got to pack some biltong. So let's say, for example, if on the road, the biltong or druivos that you're going to get or other snacks are most likely going to be the ones that taste the best and not necessarily the healthiest, like those high-fat druivos. But if you then prepare in advance, you take snacks with you, and that's going to actually sustain you and be the healthier versions, then it's going to be more likely that you'll stick to it. Because the best diet in the world is the one you can stick to, but you've got to have it available or have it close to you. Another example is if we're looking at, for example, some of the other treats that we might find, for example, some of our lekkers over here, is that if you're packing, for example, popcorn, right? Much more volume, it's about 5 times the volume of this, let's say, and it's about the same calories, so much more filling, but it's in preparation. So basically, some of my clients will even tell them take protein shake with you to fill the gaps. So if it's going to be taking protein shake, taking some lean druivos with you, taking, for example, let's say some other protein snacks with you to make sure you're getting enough in the day and focusing on protein at your meals, that's where we normally find that clients can sometimes come back and maintain their results to even better results because they've had their protein intake still on their holiday, even though their routine and environment has been different. The second thing you want to be looking at is, again, it's something that you want to have more on, and we say focus on your fiber. So what we spoke now about having healthy snacks, having your fruits available with you, because often on holiday, fruit isn't really something that comes with us. Yes, for example, something like banana in the heat or traveling might not be the best, let's say, because it can go off or get, let's say, too soft, but something like, let's say, your apples, your nachos, whatever's in season, if you have that with you and you have a healthy snack close to you and available, you're much more likely to not then overeat when you do eat, let's say, if you're getting too hungry, and you'd be more likely to stick with getting your overall fiber intake in the day to keep you full. So the other part about that is when you do eat out, really focus on that protein, but focus on that salad as well. Focus on the salad, focus on the spinach, whatever it might be. Get those aspects in your diet still to keep full. We often think on holiday, basically one of the issues is we eat too much and we move too little. But if you actually focus on increasing the volume of your protein and vegetables, you often all the other aspects sort itself out automatically. So get in your fruit, get in your vegetables at the meals, and if you can, something that you can control like your breakfast, get in a high fiber breakfast to sustain you longer in the day, to prevent those volatile ways of eating that can lead us to regress in our goals. Number 3, so one of the big problems that we see on holidays is our intake of our liquid calories. So what are our liquid calories? That's going to be our cool drink, our juice, our alcohol, for example. And what we're saying is, look, realize that part of holidays, many people like to indulge in these aspects. But again, something, even though we can say have less of it, we rather try and find a healthy alternative. So for example, if you like to have a sweet drink, but for example, you get something like Sprite Zero or any zero version of cool drink, it has basically 0 0 calories. So you're still having a good time. You're still, if it's a nice hot day, you're getting in your cool drink, but you're not getting those extra calories. Because did you know that basically in a can of Coke, your 440 ml, is that in there you're getting about 10 teaspoons of sugar worth of sugar and calories. So now with that, if you just go to the 0 version and you have a liter of it, you're getting none of the calories, right? Even with your alcohol, is that, we just want to be careful of not overdoing it. So we're just trying to moderate it. Or for example, let's say maybe getting a light version of a alcohol might be better to control those calories. Even though our juice, it's our fruit juice, fruit juice is healthy, so they say, but it is, yes, it does have some vitamin C in it, but it can be a source of extra calories. But getting something, for example, like your low sugar concentrates, which still taste amazing, you're getting a fraction of the calories. So again, we're telling you to have more of that, have all these aspects available. If anything, you might be having more of it than what you normally do in your diet, but you're preventing those volatile ways of eating where we're over consuming. So get yourself your favorite, let's say sugar-free cool drink, light version of alcohol, or let's say a nice low sugar concentrate that you can enjoy in abundance. Number 4, so this is the first time we're actually going to be talking about reducing something, and that is we want to be careful, just how we spoke about just now about those liquid calories. We rather want to be increasing on, let's say, the better version, so to say, is that if you're looking at, let's say, your sweets and your chocolates, for example, those it can be easy to overindulge in. So look, there's 2 ways we can go about it. One is that, which the way we don't like, is to say, listen, let's be strong, let's be better, let's cut out all sweets, you've got to be strict on your diet. That's the one way. The other way is that we say, listen, let's just look at human psychology and say that you're going to probably enjoy some sweets, okay? But let's say you tell me, Jason, my favorite chocolate is a Kit Kat. Now, if we say, but look, in your calories, we can definitely work it in, but let's say your calories is a 2-finger Kit Kat. But if you buy the 4-finger Kit Kat, let's be honest, you're at a high risk of just saying, but I'm just going to have the 3rd, I'm going to have the 4th, and you're going to overindulge. But if you only buy the 2-finger Kit Kat, you're much more likely to say, listen, I've enjoyed this, I've had it, I don't need another one. So even like those small chocolates that you get, and let's say the packets of sweets, it's like the same thing with a big packet of chips. Instead of buying the big one, it might be beneficial to actually get the small packets that you don't then overindulge. Because on holiday, have you ever seen a half-eaten packet of chips on holiday, right? You're going to finish it, even if it is shared with other people. So rather try and get the smaller versions, or let's say, for example, if you're eating out and having a nice dessert, maybe then saying, listen, we're going to enjoy every single moment, but let's share dessert together. Instead of the double thick, double cream XL smoothie, we're going to say, listen, I'm just going to get the small one. Instead of the triple deck ice cream, I'm rather going to get maybe 1 or 2 scoops. So still enjoy it. Have you noticed that all the things we've said, you still enjoy your holiday, you don't take away from it, but then you're just finding ways to minimize the damage to still get to your goals. Number 5. So this is also another one of increasing. So again, what happens on holidays? We often exercise less and we eat more. So if we know, but look, Jason, all the things you mentioned before, okay, that's cool, but the thing is, I'm most likely still going to eat a bit of that. I'm going to have a bit too much to indulge in here. We're going to have all the nice snacks on the road. The thing is that if you increase your physical activity, notice, yes, we can talk about exercise. So am I saying you should bring your weights with you in the car and go to gym on holiday? Not necessarily. But what we are then looking at is increasing your physical activity. So if that's going for a walk, with everyone, taking the dogs for a run in the morning, if it's swimming at the beach, if it's going, whatever it might be, doing a quick workout while you're on holiday. The worst that can happen, think about this. Let's say you eat a bit too much, but you still have high protein and you exercise. You can actually come back still gaining muscle. And if you, for example, still ate healthy, still had your protein, didn't have too much sugar, be careful, you will beware of the amounts of calories that you're taking in, but you still exercise, you might still actually lose weight. I've actually had clients that have come back with better results because they followed these 5 tips. So why don't you try them out, see what happens, and enjoy every single moment of your holiday. Bye for now.